Hey friends, welcome back. Week 12. We made it. I'm going to be on winter break for a little over a month. So today our community did a big celebration. We had our tin whistle celebration, which we did as a community. We had a potluck. We did a big review game all together as a community, and it was just a really nice way to send us off into the winter holiday season. So today I'm going to share what we did for new grammar, and then we did something special for presentation, which I'll share at the end. For geography, I actually printed off some of the black line maps this week and marked them up for the moms in the class. I know we're supposed to be able to just bring in the foundations guide and that's enough to help us, but I found it easier to have these colors on here to call out for the moms to be able to see and help the kids around them at the table. So I marked a few of these up with these colors, and then the Great Valley is pretty obvious with the dark gray color, so I didn't mark that one up. I also wanted to point out, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but when looking at the black line master, you can see there's like an outline for some of these mountain ranges. So let's see, which one is that? So the Blue Ridge Mountains kind of have an outline to them, and the Great Smoky Mountains do. And then the Cumberland Mountains are pretty easy just because they're right outside of the Great Valley right here. And then that dark triangle right there, that's Mount Mitchell. So first, we located all the mountains. Because they're hard to find, this took us more time than usual. Than geography has taken in the previous weeks. So just be prepared for that. I don't know if it'll be the same in your class, but so there's only 2 moms in the class and me and 8 kids. So we're working about 3 kids together to find the locations. So after the kids found the locations, I had them mark them with their dry erase marker, and we said the name 3 times. And then after that, I had them find the location, and like I said the name of the location, like the Great Smoky Mountains, and they found it and then they erased it. I forgot this week, but last week I had brought in little Q-tips for them to erase the mountains with. I wish I had remembered that, but if you're looking at this before you do your class, you can bring them. They had a lot of fun getting the little details with these erasers. So then as the moms were helping collect up the maps, we sang the locations to the tune of She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain. I'll link where I got that originally from in the description so you can see the whole song. Southern Appalachian Mountains, the Great Valley, Blue Ridge Mountains, Great Smoky Mountains, Cumberland Mountains, Mount Mitchell, Southern Appalachian Mountains. Next we did history. I had this on the board. I printed this off from the Scribbler section on CC Connected for week 12. This is Ulysses S. Grant. So we did hand motions and then also a silly story at the end to reinforce those keywords. So for the hand motions for 1865, we did 865, 1865. General, we saluted for general. For Robert E. Lee surrendered, we got down on our knee. And then for General Ulysses S. Grant, we stood back up and saluted again. So when you're getting down on your knee, knee rhymes with Lee, and it's also showing that Lee was surrendering. For Appomattox Court, we made a ASLA with our hand and put it down on our other hand like a gavel for a courthouse. And then for Virginia, we did a V kind of back and forth like this, and one of the girls wanted to do a VA, so she did VA. So now for the silly story. First, I erased the keywords from the dry erase marker I had on the board, and when the kids hear that I say a wrong word, then they have to correct me and say what the right word is. So instead of General Robert E. Lee, I said Captain Crunch. Instead of Ulysses, I said Euphrates. Instead of Appomattox, I said Kit Kat. And because we're almost to our winter holidays, instead of Virginia, I said the North Pole. For math, we sang a song to the tune of Happy Birthday, and we did some hand motions as well. So for teaspoons, 3 teaspoons, we pretended like we were drinking tea with our 3 fingers out like this. So 3 teaspoons. So the song goes like this. 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons equals 1 fluid ounce. That's how I've done it the past few years, but today I was thinking for 1 fluid ounce you could kind of go like this to make it like a fluid movement. I don't know, what do you think? Let me know in the comments which one you like better. So after we sang that a few times, then I had the kids get under the table to sing it, which they thought was so fun. We haven't done that before. That's something I used to do with the Obesitarians. I haven't done it with the young apprentices yet, so they had a lot of fun with it, and I just said, okay, let's see if you know it well enough for me to hear it all the way up here at the top of the table. So they sang it a few times under the table. For timeline, I had the timeline cards up on the board, and we learned some of the hand motions that they have on CC Connected. I'm not teaching all of them because it's a lot for the kids, but I have noticed each week we're kind of building up to more and more just because we've learned a lot of hand motions in the past. Like England is this hand motion which we've learned from a previous week, so I included that this week as well. So for Genghis Khan, we did a G in ASLG, Genghis Khan. Rules, we did a salute like we did for the general in our history sentence, and then for Mongols, you can kind of march in place. This week was really fun to like get up and kind of dance to the song. The kids had a ton of wiggles because it was the last week before break, so we did get up and dance to it, and I also had them skip around the table just because they had so much energy. Okay, so for England's, we did this, and Magna Carta means Great Charter. So for great, the sign that we did before was this, so you're raising the roof. England's Magna. For Ottoman Empire, you do an O and you trace the shape of Turkey, so Ottoman. For Marco Polo's, you do peekaboo. And China, you touch your left shoulder, your right shoulder, and then your right hip, so China's. For 100 Years War, we did our sign for war, and for Black Death, we put our hands on our throat and went just to have fun, because like I said, it was tons of energy, so Black Death. And then for Renaissance, you put your hand on your abdomen, which you can't see mine, so I'll just put it on my chest so you can see, but on your abdomen and onto your palm like this. Like Renaissance means rebirth, so this is like giving birth. And then China's, again, we did the same motion. For Latin, we've been doing a song all year in our community in the morning for our assembly time with hand motions, and we're doing it to the song by King Things, I believe. You can find it here on YouTube, and I've been using the one from Spotify to play in class. So we did our memory work today to that tune, and I just used the same hand motions that we've been using as a community. So for in, you have your hand open like this and your other hand goes in it. So in the beginning, you act like you're starting the car. So in the beginning. For word, you put your fingers together like you're making a letter, like a P. So I'll sing the tune. You should look it up if you haven't heard it. You can just do it with your kids at home if you want. It's a great way to memorize it. In principio erat verbum. In the beginning was the Word. It is kind of a lot all at once, so if you want to just say, in the beginning was the Word, that might be easier if you're trying to do it to the music. So that was John 1:1. Next we did English. I had the kids sit in a circle in the back after, well, first I had them repeat all the words after me on the board just to make sure we heard all the different S's and differences within the words. They're so similar, it's hard. Okay, so we repeated the words and then we all sat in a circle in the back. First I had the kids sit with their legs out in front of them, all kind of touching in the middle of the circle. We sang through the song twice like that. And then I had them raise their knees up to their chest. We sang through the song like that. And then I had them sit cross-legged and we sang through the song like that. So the song is to the tune of The Lion Sleeps Tonight. You know that song that goes like, a weema wep, a weema wep, a weema wep, a weema wep. So after, as a reward, at the end of saying the memory work, we sang that little fun part while they had their legs crossed. So here's how the song goes. To sit, 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 sat, sitting, sat. To sit, 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 sat, sitting, sat. A weema wep, a weema wep, a weema wep, a weema wep. So last we did science. We did hand motions and a song for science. For transportation, we acted like we were driving a car. For protection, we put our hands out in front of us like a shield. For communication, we acted like we were on the phone. And for regulation, we fanned ourselves off to like regulate our heat. So we sang it to the tune of Are You Sleeping, Brother John? And that goes like this. Transportation, protection, communication, regulation. Transportation, protection, communication, regulation. We did presentation today. Like I said, we had a bunch of stuff we did in our community, so we had limited time. So our director chose to cut the time of presentation down so that we could get everything else in. So we tried to limit it to 1 minute per kid for presentation, and we also didn't have time for questions. But they did great. It was really fun. So what we did was I told the parents ahead of time for the kids not to prepare a presentation for the day, and I was going to have things listed on the board for the kids to pick so they could practice doing like an impromptu presentation. So I had 3 things written on the board, and I'll tell you what they were. The first one was, what is your favorite amusement park or park? What are your favorite things to do there? The second thing was, describe your favorite restaurants so the audience can guess which restaurant you like. That one was a lot of fun, and so even though we weren't doing questions, we still got to have audience participation for that. And then the last one was, tell us about something you're going to do over the holiday break. So that was really nice. I enjoyed hearing things from the kids I wouldn't normally hear in their regular presentations, and seeing which one they picked was fun too. I think they had a lot of fun with it. They all had these little smirks on their faces when they were thinking about what they were going to do before they got up in front of the class. So I hope you have a great week 12 and a great holiday break if you're having one after week 12. So I'll see you back in the new year.